All right, guys, what's up? This is Magic Mike and the Swag.
What's up, guys?
We got
And
Mike,
girls.
Oh yeah, Mike, Swaggy right here, and we are in episode number 3 of our series on the best starting 5.
Mm-hmm.
We're taking every NBA team and we're taking their all-time starting 5, right? The best point guard ever played for that franchise, best 2 guards, small forward, power forward, center, so on, so on. Not really much on after that, but we are throwing in a 6th man just to round out the roster in case someone gets hurt. It's nice to have some firepower off the bench. So, without further ado,
This is going to be a good one.
we are doing the Warriors, right? The defending championship Golden State Warriors.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So the best at each position. So let's just get it started.
Let's hear it.
All right, people are gonna hate me for this list,
Okay.
by the way. Just a little precursor already. All right, so we're gonna get this thing started. Best point guard ever play for the Warriors, Steph Curry.
Absolutely.
Right, best
Hands down.
Probably the best shooter of all time. Underrated playmaker and facilitator for his teammates. He's breaking people's ankles. Just all around good guy, cute kid. You know. He's got a cute kid, not him. That would be a little weird. Anyway, Steph Curry, he's the man, right? We can just go on and on and on, and I think he's just going to continue his legacy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Steph Curry, you are starting point guard. That was easy.
Absolutely. Easiest
All right.
one.
2 guard.
Klay Thompson.
You're going Clay.
Absolutely.
You're going Clay.
Absolutely.
Here's where it gets a little rough, right? Because the Warriors have been crazy dominant the past, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
However, they have a past. They have past players.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? And so as good as Klay Thompson is, I feel like he hasn't really gotten a chance to really show what he's made of. I mean, there's been glimpses of, like, where's that game where he had, like, 67 points or something, like, in, like, with, like, 7 touches or, like, some ridiculous number. Klay can ball, and he can post up. No one talks about his post-up game, but he's got...
Perimeter defense.
Right, his defense is solid. Klay can hoop, but we don't know how, to what extent, right? And at the same time, his team's so stacked. Again, I don't want to take anything away from him. However, there are some players on this list, and I'm just without pulling your guys' chain anymore, I'm going Chris Mullin.
Okay.
Chris Mullin, he was on the Dream Team.
Okay.
Also, amazing shooter. He led that team, that run TMC team. He was holding it down. I think he had a 6-year span where he was averaging 25 or more points for them. He did everything. Klay is absolutely amazing. But Chris Mullin, I mean...
Well, my question is, I mean, the biggest thing is Klay's still young, right?
Right.
So obviously this list is based off what's already been accomplished.
Just for today, yeah.
I just feel like Klay's done so much to this point.
How old's Klay?
I think he's 28.
He's 28?
I believe he's 28.
Let's go to Chris Mullin. Right. When he was 28 years old, he was averaging 25 points for the Warriors.
Okay.
The year before he was averaging 25. The year before he was averaging 25. The year before he was averaging 26.5. The year before he was getting 20.
Okay, so let's pull up Klay's stats, and I believe he's in the low 20s.
Okay. Which is hard because you got to share the ball when you've got this superstar team.
Exactly. I mean, and if we're like factoring that in, how many times does he shoot versus like Curry? Who's, I mean, lights out. Curry's a great shooter, but he shoots a lot.
Right.
So there's not a lot of love at times for Klay, and then when Klay has his moments, it's like give him the ball, dude's gonna ball out, and he does that. I just think his defense makes him such a valuable player. Like he's an underrated, low-key, amazing defender.
Okay.
And you still got the offensive potential.
Right.
And I don't know. I got to go with Klay in this one.
All right, we're gonna do something with this episode. We're gonna have Mike's list, and we're gonna have the Swag's list.
Okay.
All right. So we are unanimously agreeing, and Steph Curry is our starting point guard.
Absolutely.
You are you're taking Klay.
I got to take Klay.
And with no disrespect to Klay, because I think he's all-out hooper.
Fantastic.
I say you got to give some love to Chris Mullin. I mean, he was the face of the franchise for most of the 90s. Again, he was on the Dream Team.
But same with Charles Barkley.
Anyway, I'm going Chris Mullin.
All right.
Now we're going small forward. Easy choice, right?
Kevin
Rick
Durant.
Barry. Wait, what? Durant?
All right. 2 years, 2 championships, 2 Finals MVPs, arguably the best individual scorer of all time, Kevin Durant.
What? Oh, okay. All right. First off, he's only been there 2 years.
2
so his collective, they're going to win those championships without him.
2 Finals MVPs.
Because he's a ball hog and everybody else is like, all right, we just want to win.
Best individual scorer of all time.
No. All right. So, and that's a separate video. And good thing we have 2 separate lists. But here's the thing. Rick Barry also won a Finals MVP with the Warriors.
Okay.
Where he was their guy.
Okay.
And that was it. There was 1 year where he was averaging 35 points a game.
Sheesh.
Durant's not doing that as the greatest scorer of all time or whatever we call him.
I believe he put up 32. I think it was 32.8 when he won that MVP.
All right, 35 a game for a season for Rick Barry.
Yeah, Kevin Love's.
He didn't have Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond, and JaVale McGee to back him up.
Oh yeah,
and win those championships for him.
Zaza
I want to talk
good.
about Zaza. Anyway, no disrespect to Durant, and everybody hates me because they,
Yeah.
Durant's got cool shoes or whatever. Rick Barry's he's the dude,
okay.
right? He was unreal. He was shooting like 92% from the free throw line every friggin' season with that underhand granny shot.
Oh man.
Rick Barry is the man. He's one of the most iconic Warriors of all time. And Durant, you're right. He did win Finals MVP the last 2 years.
2 for 2.
But arguably, if he wasn't there, Steph Curry was going to win that Finals MVP because they were going to win anyway without him. Maybe LeBron would have snuck one in there, but
I honestly think Klay would have won one.
Okay.
I really do.
But that's the thing. These players are interchangeable with
yes.
the super team. Rick Barry, if he wasn't on that Warriors team, they don't even make the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's just iconic.
Well, this is definitely, I feel like, one of the hardest things to do because you got arguably the best team ever made.
Right.
When they're 73-9.
Right.
So
Without Durant. Without Durant.
Exactly. But there's so many players that you can just put in. It's like you can almost say that best team is that starting 5 of the 73-9 season.
Right.
It's like they were fantastic. They started 33 wins, I believe.
It's unreal. Yeah.
Craziness.
Yeah.
This one can go so many different ways.
I think just from a legend standpoint and from an iconic standpoint, Rick Barry, before Steph Curry was the face of the Warriors, which is a pretty big mantle with one of the players that's coming up on this list. But Rick Barry, the things that he did for this franchise without as much help as Durant had, and I am a hater of Durant, so just a little precursor. But Rick Barry's on my list. Durant's on yours.
I love his name.
All right.
I love his name.
All right. Power forward.
Draymond Green.
Draymond, right? Even though he kicks dudes in the nuts.
He's supposed to show his
love,
cheap, man.
I guess he's a little cheap at times. But you gotta love Draymond.
Yeah.
Right. Draymond, super well-rounded. He can shoot. He can pass. He can facilitate. He's kind of like a point power forward at times.
So versatile.
Yeah.
So versatile. Swiss Army knife.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly. So Draymond, you're our 4. And in maybe these small lineups, you can put Durant maybe there. I don't know. Anyway. All right. So Draymond's unanimously our top power forward of all time.
I feel like for center, we have to go on 3.
Okay.
All right. Ready?
Yeah. Wilt Chamberlain. Come on, get out of here with that. Wilt Chamberlain, unreal, the most dominant basketball player.
Absolutely.
Most dominant athlete of all time.
Absolutely.
By far. Wilt Chamberlain, he's the center. And the fact that, just to go back on my Rick Barry point, Rick Barry was like the face of the Warriors for the longest time, and they had Wilt Chamberlain. All right, Wilt Chamberlain, number 5. My 6th man is Durant. As much as I hate him, you got to show him some love. You're right, 2 Finals MVPs.
2 for 2.
He jumped on the bandwagon, but he got some championships with them. There's got to be something to say about that. He's no Rick Barry, but he's my 6th man. Who's your 6th man?
I like Iguodala.
Iguodala? All right,
do.
so you're going with a true 6th man.
Yeah, I think he's so versatile, and I think what makes the Warriors so unique is you get these players who are stars on their respective teams.
Right.
They're willing to take a little bit of a pay cut.
Right.
To contend on this team. I think the Warriors, the reason why they're so dominant is, they got fantastic talent. But I think with the way the salary works, you're getting these guys on minimum contracts. You're getting guys who are willing to take pay cuts to stack this team. There's just
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like you sticking with the true six man.
And I think he's so valuable.
He was also a Finals MVP.
He was.
So yeah, you gotta show some love to Iggy. So again, we've got Magic Mike's list. We've got the Swags list. Comment below who you hate more after this talk, or if we left anyone out. Please subscribe, hit that little bell thing for the notifications, so that way when we hit you with the next video to this series, you will be notified and you can be the first to watch and comment and like or dislike and all that good stuff. So until next episode, it's been real. All right, peace.